Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. Why do I have two audios? That's not what is meant to be happening. I have two audios in my ear, and I don't know why. That is so odd. Okay, hold on. Please hold. Okay, let's try that again. Now we're going. Now we're cooking with gas. So last we left off... Hello? Last we left off, this very lovely party did a special thing. And they done killed a Suneater Owlbear. The party also leveled up. They have not had a long rest yet, but speaking of level ups, who would like to go first and describe to us what your character has gained?
Oh, I can go first.
And go first, my good sir.
Well, after this deadly fight, Taurus got a little bit more resistant, and he's gained 10 HP, max HP you can roll. He's gotten a lot better with his crossbow, getting the archery fighting style to get a +2 to attack rolls. And he's got 2 new spells, which is Absorb Elements and Zephyr Strike.
Very fun. I've seen Zephyr Strike used at higher levels, and it is wild.
I just don't have... Oh, is it not melee only? I thought it was melee.
Well, you're gonna have to get yourself...
It's not melee only. Never mind.
That's either good for you or not good for you. Because you only have a crossbow.
Yeah.
Alright, who's next? Seidel or Truffle? Who'd like to tell us what you got?
Truffle can go. Truffle doesn't really know much of what he's getting as he grows closer in his bond with this symbiote. But he is gaining more experience and more resilience on the battlefield.
Seidel is, are you done?
Yeah, go.
Seidel has gotten stronger and his slithery, leathery skin has become a little bit more tough in the manifestation of max hit points for level 3. I've gotten a couple of new spells which I have remembered, and I think that's basically it, along with expertise on some skills. As I become more exposed to the universe, I am becoming stronger.
Wonderful and wonderful to hear. Everyone's getting stronger. Just means I get to throw stronger enemies at you. But the Suneater Owlbear lies dead on the ground, and I believe as you all leveled up, you were preparing your harvesting tools to begin cutting away at the beast. I forget who decided was going to do the harvesting, but per the harvesting rules, the Suneater Owlbear is a medium-sized creature, which allows for 1 harvester and 2 harvest assistants. You will need to do an assessment roll first to determine the best way to carve the beast, and if you get a high enough number, that will add bonuses to your eventual harvest roll.
Seidel would be looking it over, trying to assess that, as I believe we had all agreed that we would use my primary skill.
Alright, so if you're going to do the assessment, Seidel, that is a special roll. You will roll a 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier plus your arcana modifier.
Okay, so
Could we help on assessing, or is it just the harvesting roll?
It is just the harvesting roll.
a custom roll. 1d20 plus 10. Ooh, that's not that great.
14. I will give you, so normally, and I'm doing some altering here. Normally, an assessment roll, weirdly enough, does not add bonuses to the harvest. You have to do an assessment to even harvest to begin with, which is odd that it doesn't give any bonuses. So I'm going to say for every increment of 10, essentially I will give a bonus. So plus, if you get a 10 on your assessment, it's a plus 0. If you get, I'll say every increment of 5. If you get between 10 and 15, you get a plus 1. 15 and 20 plus 2. Above 20 is plus 3. So for this, a 14 will grant you a plus 1 bonus to your harvesting roll. Or whoever does the main harvesting, as you're able to point out the best ways to cut into the beast.
Okay, so that's the assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then you're able to. You can then go to harvest. If I have it correct, the order, and you can change this if you'd like, or add things if you'd like. The order that I have is feathers, followed by the pelt, followed by the beak, followed by the eyes, and then lastly the claws and talons.
Yeah, I think we're operating from that list still. So I have a dagger, so I'm going to probably use that to try, unless somebody wants to assist. If we can have 2 people, you lift that arm and Taurus, you hold it there.
Seidel, just tell me what to do. I think you have a much better handle on this than me.
Well, I will have you. Do they have to roll, or is it just I get bonus?
So the way it works is, whatever your assistant is, whoever your assistant is, if they have proficiency in the skill that is used to craft or harvest, they can add. So okay, for Suneater Owlbear is a fey creature. You're going to roll your dexterity modifier and add your arcana bonus, or if you have a spellcasting ability, you roll that plus your arcana. If the harvest assistants have a proficiency in arcana, they add their full proficiency bonus. If they do not have proficiency in arcana, they add half their proficiency bonus.
So I've got a +3 spell attack bonus, but I've got a 0 dexterity bonus. So I take the +3.
So you'll take your you'll do your spellcasting ability
plus arcana.
plus arcana.
Okay, so that's a +10 for me.
And
then does that mean arcana,
assistant,
Taurus, or Truffle have to be arcana proficiency?
Yes, and if they're proficient in it, they give you their full bonus, or their full proficiency bonus. If they are not proficient in arcana, they add half their proficiency bonus.
I am not very archaic.
Neither am I.
Which,
But we'll help however we can.
and I will check for Blaha, actually.
Me and Ranger Truffle are just awkwardly standing there waiting for instructions.
Yeah, Blaha is not proficient either.
Okay, well, can they provide half their proficiency, which
yes,
is, I think,
they will provide
down.
half their proficiency.
Okay, Taurus, if you can lift the mutton chop, the arm there, and Ranger Truffle, give me a hand pulling out this feather. It's pretty well embedded.
For sure.
Will I get a +1 for each of them?
You get a +1 for each of them, and then a +1 bonus for the 14 you rolled.
Okay, so this is a 1d20 plus 13. Not too shabby if I could roll higher than a 4. All right, on three. 1, 2. For feathers, 27.
Okay, a 27.
That's a big. That's a big roll. Could I also like? I don't think it'll be for this roll, but in the future, could I give other people my inspiration point?
Um,
Is that
that
is
is
that
an
what
interesting
luck
point. So
I mean, yeah.
luck points are meant to be used in combat, but for harvesting, I will allow luck points to be given, which will add an additional +1.
Sweet.
All right. So, you begin cutting into the Suneater Owlbear, Seidel. You are slicing. You're cutting into its hide. Um, you a grouping. You're able to cut out a grouping of its feathers. One feather does fall free on its own as you're slicing into it. And as you're cutting into the beast, it is very interesting. Well, it's still dead, but you can still see like this almost radiating sun come off of it as it's like shimmering, and the shimmer glides over where you're cutting, and almost like this bleeding magma almost, but it's not magma. It's blood. This bleeding like bright blood comes oozing out and spilling from the dead Sun Eater, really living up to its name. And so you're able to get a bunch of feathers. You're able to get a grouping of 20 feather fronds. And with a 27, you're able to also carefully cut over the creature, around its head, and you are able to gain a full Sun Eater Owlbear pelt. Unfortunately, however, as you begin, cutting and moving, you begin getting closer to the beak, your third location to cut, and the beak is a bit tough. You're trying to maybe pry it off, but with a 27, unfortunately, the pelt is where your successful harvesting ends, and you don't feel too confident that you're going to be able to really remove that beak.
I believe we're taking too long. I don't think we'll be able to harvest the eyes either.
That's
Well,
okay. That's okay. You did great, Seidel.
I think just a combat against time itself is we got enough for the time being.
Which you all do notice as you're standing there and talking, and Seidel saying, we got enough. The Sun Eater, a bright light kind of shines in your eyes, and you're kind of deflect it with your hands, and you notice that for a split second, the power of the sun returns to the creature once more and entirely melts it.
Oh.
Almost in like this black hole of sun energy just rips the creature from the ground and up into this burning sun, and then it disappears.
That is magical.
Oh, you already posted it.
Did you do that, Seidel?
I think it was the innate magic. I shall note this down in my journal.
Are you good at drawing, Seidel? Could you make some art in the journal?
I've drawn a little bit. I don't know if I'd consider myself that proficient, but of course, what you wish to record in our Iliad.
Gotcha. I just thought it'd be really cool.
He asks you what you would like to be drawn, and you go, "Gotcha." I think that's cool.
Wait, did you ask that? I did not hear that.
Well, yeah, I could draw you being
Oh.
cool. What did you want me to draw?
No, I was just asking.
What do you want
I
to
was just
draw?
asking.
Yes. do you want me to draw
No.
you something? Okay. That's what that encounter was right there.
I did not hear that. What the?
Can I roll like sleight of hand to see how like good if I try to do something really fast for him?
Sure.
I'm just.
Yeah.
You splot something down, Taurus. You see Seidel quickly draw something. He turns it around to face you, and you're like, you just splash the page with ink. It's just a blob.
Oh. Oh.
And then Seidel, you turn the page around and you see your blob.
Normally I can draw a little better than this, but give me time once we're resting.
Of course. You take your time, Seidel. I'm over to Ranger Truffle. I don't think he's ever gonna be able to learn how to draw. Not if that's where he started off at.
We could have a little faith, right?
No. No.
Well, yeah.
But should we go back to the druids?
You
Tell them of our success.
Bacchus Sanders pipes up and goes, yes, let's rest, too.
Should we do that here?
I think resting might be good. We can do it here, or we can wait.
I think we should return back to the monastery.
I agree. I don't want to stay here.
It's not that far of a walk, right? Just a few miles.
No, just yeah. I don't even think it's that
Is it
far.
even miles?
I think it's on the other side of this
It's
fence.
literally
down there.
on the other side of... This is the edge of the monastery down here.
Oh, I thought we walked like
You...
a good 10, 15
Oh!
minutes.
No, you guys are quite literally in the backyard.
Okay.
Oh, then yeah, let's just walk back.
You're in the
Wait,
backyard.
how? It was this close?
Yes, that's why they were terrified. That's why
Oh
they
my
had to. That's
God.
why they were trying to prevent any civilians from coming back here. It was literally in their backyard. All right.
I believe.
So you all head back inside of the Druid Grove. I'm gonna bring us here actually. And I'm gonna swap out some music. We're just gonna stay on this main screen. So you make it back inside, and you do come across actually a grouping of druids. Blaha flies in behind you, and says, I'll go check up on Three Flower and bring him here. But you do see some druids, a human druid, a dwarven druid. You see some druids standing there and just like waiting to see what the case is. Well, you know what's the situation?
Who's carrying the pelt?
Taurus?
Me? Can I already be wearing it as a cape and the blood is like dripping down me?
You
Oh god.
You're gonna so you're walking. You're gonna need a bath.
I don't care.
You
Blood.
Sure. You put this pelt on top of you. It is fairly heavy. It is purple feathers, purple fur, with oranges mixed in, which I will once again share. The image of the beast. This is the pelt you're wearing. It's pearlescent purples and pinkish hues.
Oh yeah.
As it is, and now you are Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull something up. For context, this is Taurus. This is what he
Oh,
looks like.
that's cool.
So he's wearing this purple, pearlescent, bright purple and pinkish pelt, and it is dripping in between your scales. Because it's fresh. It is a freshly cut pelt. So there's blood going all up in your scales. And you walk in, and there are two druids there. And they see you walk in, and if you walk in with this pelt, they're kind of wide-eyed.
Riding in. I'm practically like almost jogging. I'm taking huge steps. I'm moving quick, and I'm going to like I don't know if we're supposed to be in like the main menu right now.
We
But
are.
I
We are.
remember there's like at the top of the. I remember there's that staircase.
Well, yeah, because we're on the main menu right now because you're in the interior of the grove, so you're walking to the outside. You're walking to the front.
Yeah. So like I remember there's that big staircase leading up to the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the top of that staircase and just strike a hero pose with my crossbow held up in one hand, and like the Ranger Truffle and Seidel, we should all be like side by side with the sunset coming behind us.
Okay, sure.
I want this to happen.
So, okay. You stride past the druids and begin walking to the front. The two druids behind look at Truffle and Seidel, and the human goes, so I take it the grove is clear then. We can reopen in the morning?
Yeah. Taken care of.
Oh, well, that is wonderful to hear. The Archdruid would love to hear of your works. Would you like, do you plan to rest first, or should we go gather the Archdruid? This is something to celebrate, I think.
I agree. What do you guys feel?
Which
You want to go say hi now?
Yeah, you look at Seidel and Gabak, or Baka Sanders, who are the only two there after Taurus strode past and Blaha went to go meet with Three Flower.
I think we should take a moment to clean up.
I agree.
Understood. Well, if you do not have a spot outside of the temple already, I'm sure we can set you up with a room. Which, as the camera quickly shifts to the front, Seidel, roll me, or not Seidel, Taurus, roll me 1d100. I'm gonna let you roll it. Do you want higher or lower? Well, it's kind of too late. You got a 55.
Okay. I mean, sure.
55. You strike a pose. You strike this rogue pose. Blood dripping down from you. The pelt on your back, maybe slightly blowing in the breeze. Crossbow up, sun behind you, or moon behind you, bright in the sky.
Oh yeah.
All of the citizens at the bottom of the stairs are asleep, outside of one. You catch, out of the corner of your eye, staring up at you with mouth wide open, eyes as bright as can be, a little boy. And he is absolutely awestruck. He's looking up at you and he's pointing at you and he's looking around, but he sees his sleeping parents and he has that damn it, I wish I could tell someone, but I can't. He's just looking up at you. He's looking up at you with these bright, dinner plate eyes, and he's just full in shock at this scalied hero at the top of the stairs.
That's all that matters. The future generation.
Yes,
I'll just
part of inspiration.
I'll I was ready to give a speech to the townspeople, but I'll just flash him a smile and go back to the group.
And as that happens, as you guys, as the druids say, if you don't have a spot, we can give you a room. Taurus rounds the corner. I imagine, Taurus, you are nothing but a beaming smile on your face. You look
No,
proud of yourself.
I'm pretty happy right now.
So you see this proud and happy-looking Taurus just round the corner and rejoin the group.
There are no citizens awake, except for one. And you know what? That's all that matters.
What is your name, boy, if you are still there?
Are you at the top of the stairs now?
I'm climbing them.
Okay, so did you go outside, or were you staying inside with the druids? Because Taurus was alone on the stairs, and then the rest of you were still inside talking to the druids.
I suppose if we're talking to them, then I would be busy. But I want to at least look out the window and look up at the impressive view of Taurus.
Yeah, sure. You can see out of a corner window, Taurus standing there. You peer around a hallway, look through a window, and you see him standing there in that pose, and then he walks back to rejoin you all.
Well, I get back to the matter at hand. Yes, we shall need at least 4 rooms. One for myself, and I have somebody around here. I don't see him. He was supposed to guard our wagon. I believe his name was Bert or something. Bart, was it? He better have our wagon, or otherwise he'll just continue to carry our belongings. But we'll definitely, the chicken will need a spot. Maybe the chicken and truffle they're small. Maybe they can share a room. Taurus might need 2 rooms. I myself would prefer at least 1.
Yes.
Taurus, he can probably be in 1 room. Just it'll be cramped.
The druid says, we don't have many individual rooms, but we could give you a rather large communal room, if that works.
Oh, that would work splendidly. Thank you. And, when is your festival due to begin? Can those people who had paid so much gold, can they be admitted into the gardens yet?
If the problem is truly dealt with, we should be able to start up at most, in another day's time. But the festival can start now. This is good news. And he kind of starts walking you all to your room while this conversation's going.
Fabulous. How long does this festival last, if you can remind me? Is it something we could remain here for a day of rest and enjoy the festivities?
Most definitely. The Fey Festival lasts for a solid couple of weeks, while the Fey realm is closest to ours.
Oh, I see. Weeks. I want to look back to the others. Do you think we don't need to spend weeks here? Maybe a day, maybe 2 days. But I feel like we have things to do.
I'm ready to get going tomorrow morning. We did our job. I'm ready to go.
I could be persuaded. I just was thinking it would be nice to experience more of the Fey realm. But if leave we must, then we must leave. As long as I can rest tonight, I think I will be most pleased.
Well, we can sleep tonight. And then if anyone has suggestions, we can hear them, but if not, then we could get going.
Are we all together again? I assumed it was just you two.
The entire group is together. You're being walked to your communal bedroom.
Got it. Well, this was mainly it. We did our escort, and now we're done, correct?
Yeah, They're just offering if we want to see the festival.
Good. But
Also, I'm
But
sure that
We
this, real quick, this might prove useful for Seidel's journal. I always love sharing as much art as I can. I have not had time to share this yet. But if Seidel were to sketch this out, here you go. Here's a Suneater Owlbear sketch.
There's a sketch.
What?
Okay, Seidel is not sleeping tonight.
If you can all see that there.
My.
That's
Oh my.
awesome.
that's
So, and that is the Suneater Owlbear in comparison to an adult human.
very big.
So Baka Sanders is the size of about its knee bone.
That's about right.
Just for that there.
If we don't have anything specifically to do, once we've been shown to our community room, I presume it's like an open
Yeah,
like,
it's
space with a big roaring fireplace type thing, where like you could set up tables and
oh yeah, like
and
picture
like that type of place,
like
like a throne room almost.
You can kind of picture like one of those like the Japanese buildings that have the sliding doors and like the open room. It's like that, but yes, there is like a tiny little indent in the middle of the room with a like a place for a fire. But it's more like those Japanese buildings, sliding door, big room, some space for things like a bed or sleeping bags, and then an indent in the middle for a fireplace. And then a window dotted here and there. It isn't made of the rice paper. It is very much like a wooden stone building, but it's similar in make of those buildings.
Okay. Once we've kind of gotten there and figured out what corners and whatnot we're taking, I want to go find the kid Bart and see if he's still around.
All right. Okay. So we'll start with nighttime activities for Seidel. Seidel, you walk outside. You go down the stairs. There are families sleeping in their little like stalls. You see a little boy as you come down one of the first stalls to the left of you. You see a little boy like he's a bit away from the stall out of the corner of your eye, but you do spot him. He seems to have taken like a couple of he seems to have like this stick in his hand and is mimicking a pose that you saw Taurus make out the window, and he's standing there like mimicking, and every now and then he like takes the stick and starts smacking it against the tree.
Well, what we have here are you one of the heroes from earlier today that slew the Suneater Bear?
You spook him at first, and he goes, "Ah!" and he drops the stick, and he spins around like his hands behind his back, and he looks at you, this hunched over, one-eyed creature. But he doesn't seem scared, considering what he just saw at the top of the stairs. And he says, I wish I could be, maybe one day, but no, that was that guy. And he points back up towards the stairs.
Ah, the mighty Taurus. He's very tall, very helpful at carrying things.
Yes, very, very tall, very cool. He's saying this in a whisper.
Yeah, very. Well, what's your name, boy?
I love coming up with names on the fly. That's how we got Bart, the elusive Bart. I just want to use Hobbit names. I'm just gonna call him Thrain.
Thrain.
Well trained. How old are you, boy?
He holds up his fingers and shows you 8 fingers.
Oh, much too young. Much too young. When you grow up, give another 7 or 8 years, and you'll make a fine adventurer. In the meantime, focus on your studies. Learn what you can. Perhaps pick up a tome and learn magic or a crafting hammer and build a statue. Do something productive with your life and double your years, and perhaps you too can be like the great Taurus. And I'll pick up his stick and stick it back in his hand.
You give it back to him, and he has a smile on his face, and he goes, "Yes, I want to be just like him when I grow up." And he spins around and goes back to his seeming, quote unquote sword training. If I have to come up with a random name on the spot, I'm just gonna go to Lord of the Rings.
That's not working out. Anyways, I'm going to continue on.
All right, you continue on, and you walk down the path again, passing by families, and you do stop at the end of all the stalls at the very end of the walkway, where sitting on top of your chest is he's leaning against one of his hands, and he is fast asleep, Bart, and he is snoring.
Well, I was going to invite him to sleep with us up there, but it seems he's already found a spot. I will withdraw a paper, and in as large font and simple as I can, I will leave him a note to wait for us in the morning.
Okay. All right, and then do you return back to your room? All right.
Yeah.
As you begin walking back, Taurus, any nighttime activities? Are you gonna clean the pelt? Are you gonna go take a bath?
I definitely should. I think I'm going to get the blood off the belt or pelt if that's possible, just by washing it, and then clean myself. Definitely.
All right, they definitely have baths in this place. You're able to find one and start scrubbing your scales and leaving, like cleaning the pelt and letting it out to dry if you wish.
Yes, sir.
So you're just. Here's the most important question I'm ever going to ask anyone in the history of this campaign.
Okay, I'm ready.
Bubble bath or no?
Taurus does not do bubble baths.
Okay.
Down to business, man.
Because you would notice on their bath there is a magical option for bubbles.
I would love to do it, but not Taurus, man.
You gotta be a strong. You gotta be a strong warrior
He
for the
isn't.
children.
That's not
if
him.
the children learn he's taking bubble baths, they're
Bubble
gonna be
bath?
crushed.
Excuse me?
Imagine The Witcher in his bath scene, and it's just bubbles.
Yeah. All right, so you're taking a bath, you're cleaning the pelt, you're getting cleaned yourself. How about Truffle? Baka is already out past. I like to imagine instead of snoring, she's clucking. But you and a sleeping Baka are left alone in the room. If there's anything you would like to do for nighttime activities.
No, I think Truffle has had a very weird day. I think he's gonna get some good, well-needed rest. That's all he needs right now.
Okay. All right. Well,
Sleepy time.
Vidal, you're able to get back to the room. Taurus, you're able to get clean and everything. And if there's nothing else, you're able to fall asleep for the night and gain yourselves a long rest. You gain all your HP back, you gain all your spells back, you gain everything a long rest will give you.
I think Seidel doesn't specifically go to sleep right away. He works in his book. He tries to redraw the blotted version of Taurus from his memory. And then it's probably not until well into the night that he finally does doze off. And so he will not be an early riser in the morning.
Okay. Um, would you like to give me a... Because, now that he's in front of you, you're able to get a better, look of him. Would you like to give me a sleight of hand with advantage?
I'm tempted to wait till after you're done with the bath. Here goes.
Draw me like one of your French girls. I did. 11, you're able to turn the blob into like a very rough like outline of Taurus. It's not your best work, but you're able to salvage it a little bit. He might have a very extremely fat head, which is the blob, but you're able to at least give it an outline.
Nice. My best work. Oh, it's late. I'm asleep.
And you're all able to fall asleep and get your night's rest, where, whether you like it or not, come morning, your door opens, and a very finely dressed elven man stands there, and he says, "Good morning to you all. I hope you are ready for some fine breakfast, being the champions of the Springarden. If you would like to take some time to wake up first, I will be right outside your door, ready to escort you." And then he closes the door.
Breakfast.
Did someone say something? What time is it? Is sunrise already?
Seidel, breakfast.
Breakfast.
Taurus has already been awake, just like waiting for everyone else to wake up.
He's that one dude at the sleepover who's up like hours before everyone else.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, what do I do now?
He's just sitting there waiting for just for anyone to wake up.
Yeah.
Breakfast time, people.
Is it more pie and cakes? Do we have to cook, or did the monks make food already?
We're the heroes, Seidel. We don't gotta cook anything.
I just want a wheel of cheese. Wedge. Yeah, I can keep it for later. Okay, lead the way.
You ready, Truffle?
Let's go, enjoy the celebration, I guess.
Alright. You open the door, you meet the druid standing there. He's a very tall man, too. Maybe, bordering 6 foot tall. And he's walking, he's leading you all as you come one by one outside the room. And he has his hands behind his backs and says, "I would like to formally introduce myself. I am the Archdruid of the Springarden, Archdruid Zixel. It is very nice to meet all of you." And for more details, bordering 6 foot, he has finely pulled back, almost silverish hair in a ponytail, fully clean shaven, kind of pointed chin, and he has these almost like piercing green eyes as he looks back at you all and continues walking. And says, "I do hope you are hungry after the night's events. I would love to hear your tales over some good food."
Of course.
And he walks you into another room. He opens the door. You see several other druids sitting at the table. You see Blaha is flittering between everyone. Three Flowers there who pops up and waves at you all. And you see his little three-eyed squirrel buddy Moo also waves at you from his shoulder. And the Archdruid presents several seats for you as he takes a seat at the head of the table. And it is definitely a feast. It seems to be a lot of veggies. There's salads. There is, other goodies. carrots, asparagus, name a vegetable, they probably have it. There are some cuts of meat here and there, but it does seem to mostly be veggies.
Disgusting.
This lettuce has a satisfying crunch. If only there was flavor to go with it.
The Archdruid says, "Oh yes, well, we grow all of these crops ourselves within our gardens. It's rather sustainable. We occasionally hunt a beast or two in our other groves, but we find ourselves able to sustain on the leaves of the earth. But they do have spatterings of meat here and there. You do have, like venison, they have deer that you are able to eat." And he says, do tell me, did you take care of the problem in our gardens? I would love to hear it. I would love to hear the first-hand tales.
Wasn't much. It fought us and it didn't live. It kind of just like tried to kill us on sight.
And it did dissolve afterwards, too.
That is a big part, yes.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that you at least fared better than my own druids have. We have certainly tried to remove the beast, but it did not end too well. At which point Three Flower speaks up and says, yes, don't worry though. That flower is working. They're doing better." And he turns and smiles at you all.
I'm glad to hear it.
Oh yes, me too. And the Archdruid says, "Well, do take food. There will be plenty to discuss, I'm sure, after a good breakfast." Leaving you at the table, there are several druids who kind of scoot up next to, Taurus, Truffle, you do, and Seidel, you all maybe have a druid or two who are like, "So, is it true? Did it fire sunbeams? I heard from one of the other druids that it could fly. What is? Tell us."
Have you guys ever tried to fight it yourselves?
Well, after one of us came back badly burned, we didn't try.
Gotcha. Well, that's fine. But I would love to try to recite the tale as dramatically as possible.
Give me a performance.
Oh, +4.
You begin weaving this tale, this heroic tale of victory and triumph, and in your head you're like, "Oh, this is the greatest speech ever." In reality, it's like, "Yeah, we fought it and then we won."
Yeah!
And then you let out with a fist pump and go, "Yeah!" And all the druids are looking at you like, "Okay, man."
Aww.
And then they just go
I
back to
think I
eating their...
did a great job.
Yeah, and then they just go back to eating their breakfast.
I'm wondering why it's so quiet all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. You're going on for several minutes, 3 minutes of a speech.
I keep on forgetting the detail that I left out. And oh, and also back then, before this happened and after this happened, I keep on adding in these extra details.
And it's like, "Okay, buddy. Okay."
30 seconds of silence before I remember another one.
Yeah, and then at the end, it's another 30 seconds of silence before Archdruid Zixol pipes up and says, "Oh, well, that is a very fascinating story. We do thank you for assisting us and the Grove. We will now be able to start our festival once more. I believe a reward is in order. Wouldn't you agree?"
Yeah, I agree. Are you talking to us? Of course we agree.
He is looking at your group.
We would not be opposed to um, whatever kindness you have to give.
Has anybody ever said no to that question?
Oh, well, I'm sure someone out there does things out of the kindness of their hearts, but as we are offering a reward rather than, you know, claiming one, it would be interesting if you said no. We would not fault you, but I'm sure you would like one.
Yes.
And
If you're offering, yeah.
he gets up and opens a nearby cabinet and rustles through some stuff, and you see him grab out like a bundle of some stuff, and he walks over and says, I assume there's, unless I am wrong here, there's no necessarily a leader within your group. This would go to all of you. As he reaches out with a pouch in his hand.
Well, I presume we would divide it evenly amongst us. I mean, Taurus is the tallest.
What does that mean?
Well,
I mean, if you wanted to be or Truffle the smartest.
I will let you all figure that out. And he places a pouch onto the table, kind of in like the center of the table, just like in front of all of you. And then from across the table, you hear Three Finger go, "Oh yes, also I wanted to give you some extra for giving me a hand as well." And he rustles into his pockets and puts a pouch next to that one.
Well, thank you so much.
And the other items in his in the Archdruid's hands seem to be this wooden sword almost. It has wrappings around the hilt and a metal guard, but it is all wood. And he places that down on the table, and he also places this a beautifully woven wooden ring in front of you all, and says, "We do not usually go about handing out our druidic artifacts here, but as you did save our grove and our festival, I do believe an exception could be made. We're more than welcome to give you one of these items. You cannot have both. But we are more than understandable to give you one. And this is the sword. Bonz's Bakken Wind Ripper. And this is
Ooh.
the ring.
Whoa.
The ring of Bird's Eye Maple.
Whoa, look at this. This is cool. Hearts of the Bronze.
And he's offering you, in total, in total, you're being given
+5 to hit. That's cool.
So you are being given 225 gold from the druids, 50 gold from Three Flower, and either the Wind Ripper or the Bird's Eye Maple.
Does Bahal, I think his name is, do they get any?
Well, Blaha is a druid of the grove. So
Yeah.
they're looking at you like, yeah, take it. My reward is being here.
Okay, sweet.
That is a very cool sword. Are we doing much spying? I don't.
Yeah,
can
I'm thinking that the sword is more efficient.
Wait, can we see out of this eye? Just whenever? Or do we need to be within a certain range? For as long as you remain touching the plant surface. Wait,
Or the eyesore part. You can,
can
as long as you're
expend...
within 300 feet.
And
Wait,
that's if you attune to the item. So some of these items within Helianas have an optional attunement. You do not have to attune to some of these items to gain benefits. So like the Ring of Bird's Eye Maple, everything before optional attunement you just get. But if you choose to attune to the item, you gain that extra benefit of eyesore.
The eyesore seems like it has good advantage if we're like making a base camp or something,
mm-hmm.
or like trying to watch the rear. But I think practically the sword is more efficient for us.
If we were to get the eye thing, could we like... Is it like you can look through walls? Like if I put my hand up on the wall of a house from outside, can the eye be on the other side of the wall and look inside?
I believe it is just the you can cause it so while wearing the ring, whenever you touch a plant or surface made of wood, you can expend one charge to cause an eye to grow anywhere along that plant surface within 60 feet of you. So anywhere along the surface. So if you touch a wooden wall, you can have the eye go on the other side of the wall.
But it needs to be wood.
Yes.
I'm okay with anything if you guys have a preference. I don't think I'd want either of them.
I feel like this sword is cool. I'm not really tied to any of the weapons I'm using now.
And I will note the Wind Ripper is any sword. So as it is a Heliana's item, if you wanted to take if your character is good with short swords, you can have a short sword Wind Ripper. You could have a great sword Wind Ripper. You could have a long sword Wind Ripper.
Nice.
So for sake of notes here, whatever, if you do take the sword, whoever takes it, you'll add insert sword here to your inventory, and then underneath the benefits of the Wind Ripper.
I think you should take the sword. I don't think my Seidel could use the ring, but the sword is more practical, I feel like.
As long as you feel good about that.
Yeah, I don't want anything really, so if you want the sword, go for it, man.
Sure. We'll grab a Wind Ripper.
Yeah, you take the Wind Ripper, and the archer says, that is a fine choice. And he takes the ring back and places it in the cabinet.
We should have just taken it and ran.
Could we buy the ring as well? I mean, I so far haven't had that much use for gold. How much would you part with it from? Or is it a special, how do you say, like an artifact that you prize?
Well, these are special items to our grove.
Which is in pleasantly freed from this owlbear.
Yes, we have. Well, that is why we've decided to be able to give you one of these items. I'm sure an arrangement could be made, perhaps. But if we are going to make an arrangement, why don't we make it over perhaps another time? Save it for another discussion instead of breakfast.
I was just wondering if perhaps it would be coin for the ring. It's not that big of a deal. We can always, we could come up with some other offer, such as our champion Taurus could come back next year for your next year's festival or something. Anyways.
Good idea.
Something could certainly be worked out. Does your group have anywhere to be after this? Would you like to stay for the festival? I know, I'm sure there's other work to be done for your future, but you're more than welcome to stay.
Personally, I don't mind staying one day for the festival, but if we must leave, do you happen to have a wagon that we could exchange some of this coinage for? I do wish to buy a wagon of some sort, or at least a rickshaw.
You see he ponders for a second and says, for the champions of the Springarden, I'm sure something could be arranged. And if you do want to donate some coin to the garden in turn for this cart, that will be, we wouldn't say no to a donation of 10 gold, perhaps.
Oh, I'm happy to pay that. Before we even waiting for us to split the new one, I'm going to use some of my own money to pay him 10 gold pieces.
He takes it and puts it in, a little pouch and says, "We thank you kindly for your donation. Whenever it is you will be getting ready to leave, we will make sure that a cart is set and ready for you."
Wonderful. I must find Bart. Where are we going next? Ranger Truffle? Taurus?
I assume we head back to the tavern if we can. I'm not sure how we'll get there.
I thought so as well.
What about all my stuff? Do you think we can take Bart with us to the tavern? I don't know if I have enough drinks for him. I also
Do
don't
we
know if
even
he wants
have-
to go.
The return drinks. Do we have any of those?
We have to.
Yes.
I thought we did.
You each of you have a bottle of port ale, which is the drink to return to the Loot Tavern. One bottle each is enough for one return. So one swig and you've used it. So Seidel, Taurus, Truffle, and Baka each have their own swig.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bart. Bart.
One of these days you'll get his name. Bart,
We
Bit.
leave it behind.
Bort.
Starts with a
Well,
B, ends with a T. That's it.
I can leave all this stuff here with this cart and we can come back, but what if we need to go to a different place? Taurus, do you think if we load this stuff on the cart and we take our drinks, you could help me carry the cart through?
What do you mean by carry?
Like lift and pull.
No. No, I cannot.
Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can find some more port ale. Do I have any way of making port ale?
Well, port ale, as you know, is a special creation of the Loot Tavern. That's where you are able to get it from.
Okay.
I mean, you could make a check if you wanted to try and reverse engineer it. Which I think will probably, I'll say either a survival. I'll say survival with. Nah, give me an Arcana. I'll allow an Arcana.
Okay, I'm gonna try Arcana. No, sorry, not advantage. Forgot to toggle it off.
So a 21. You could probably, split it. You're not entirely sure if you can recreate it, but pouring some of it into a cup, maybe mixing it with some water, you could probably split it and make a very watered down version of the drink, like as of right now. But 21 Arcana, I'll say you probably could recreate it. But if you wanted to leave like today, you're probably gonna have to sit down and at an actual like maybe like alchemy station to try and recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, you could probably get away with watering it down.
Would I know if I can buy more from, what do you call, from the place over there? Once, if I go back, can I buy more?
If you go back to the Loot Tavern, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Port
Okay.
Ale is available for purchase. And for sake of things, because I want to show you beautiful maps, after you leave the breakfast and head down, whenever that is, you will be back here, all the way down here, and you will have a cart, and you will have a Bart.
Okay. And he's willing to either rickshaw it for us or find a mule.
Yeah, Bart will say, well, I can certainly find something. Now that you have a cart, I hope you don't mind me saying, but I need to return home to my farm soon.
Indeed. Hmm. And you were Taurus and Ranger Travel. We were going back to the Loot Tavern for sure, right?
Sure.
That is the plan.
Okay. Bart, there's no taverns at your village, is there? I forget.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll a D100. You ready for this? You guys want higher or lower?
Always
Let's
higher.
go high.
No, we have a general store, but no tavern.
Okay. Well, okay.
You want to roll me
I'm-
a straight intelligence?
Oh, this shouldn't be too bad.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to load my extra materials that I'm not going to be able to carry with me. My potatoes and carrots and cheese wedge
No.
and grapes and croissants and
No.
extra books and put it on the wagon and
The
Just-
end of the world.
Art, I'm going to entrust you with my belongings. Please take it back to the village and protect it for me. Here's 3 gold. I will be back for it.
Okay.
I shall have need of your services in the future, I'm sure. If you find somebody who's willing to work in my employment, I am an adventurer and I am going to go to the low eventually. I'm sure someone who is not 8 years old is be interested, but if all I can find is an 8-year-old, by goodness, I'm going to hire that boy. Okay, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Just some more images to share with you all. That one looks like Mike Wazowski.
Yes, it does.
Truffle Tourist, do you guys want to give me just straight intelligences real quick?
If Truffle is the smartest.
So
He believes he is.
You do know you need a tavern to be able to return back to the Loot Tavern.
Oh.
That's not...
I remember that.
Yeah, that's not knowledge you wouldn't know. You do need a tavern you need to drink your port ale in a tavern and then leave the tavern.
Is there a tavern here though in the monastery, or is it not a tavern?
There is no tavern. I'll be a bit fair. I probably should have asked for this instead. I will allow a history check from one of you. If you want to
It doesn't make-
assist, someone can assist.
I don't think it makes sense for me to know any of that. So
Well, if you wouldn't know it, why would we know it?
well, I'm kind of like an empty slate. I don't have memories of this world.
Actually, no, I would know that. I was there before you guys. Okay, I mean, I've got a very mediocre history, but I would roll it.
Is anyone going to assist? Because I'll give you advantage if someone helps you remember. Like if Seidel's trying to help you jog your memory.
Have we been there before?
You have not been to a
I'm
tavern here, but this history check is for something else.
okay.
Oh, is it
I'm not
not?
proficient in history,
Oh.
but
But
if I can,
you don't have to be proficient. Well, it doesn't matter. Homie got a nat 20.
Dude, I'm just rolling better.
He's just critting. Um, you remember a story, Taurus. You've heard people talk about it in the Loot Tavern. You remember a story spoken that at one point Heliana herself and Humperdinck, in fact, they were on a journey somewhere. They were perhaps in the deep depths of the low. You can't really recall, but you do know the story ends with them writing tavern on a piece of scrap wood and going through the sign and ending up back at the Loot Tavern.
That's funny.
Whoa.
So as long as the name of a tavern is slapped onto a building, you can go through the door and you'll end up back at the Loot Tavern if you drink the port ale.
such a wild idea. It might just work. Can I call my new wagon tavern?
Wait.
Bart, are you
God.
any good at carving or painting? I need your help.
I can certainly try.
Okay, please.
And he goes to the back of the wagon.
Yeah, just paint. What do we call ourselves? The
Baka Sanders just lets out a shrug and a oh.
I mean, do all adventure groups have a name? Is that a very common thing?
Well, I mean, we're kind of a troop. Look at us! There's not a single human amongst us. We're like a circus.
Are we called the Circus Freaks?
We're the circus hunters. We're monster hunters.
Well, you are the champions of the Springarden.
Champions of the
Could just do that.
Springarden. Okay. Bart,
How do you spell
what?
Springarden?
Just guess. On this side, have it champions of the Springarden. On this one, the circus freaks. And on the back, just write tavern.
Okay. That might be a while. I don't have any paint. Do one of you guys got something I could carve that in with?
I have ink and I've got a knife.
I'll take the knife.
Don't cut yourself.
You
Here
hand
you
it
go.
over. I'm gonna be a while. You just hear the scraping of wood.
Did we tell him it has to be nice?
Well, yeah.
don't
Try
think it
try
has
to
to.
do a good job.
I'll do my best. And he continues carving.
I think it's going to be a little bit shit, but it's okay.
I was more saying, like, I don't think it needs to be perfect. Like, he could just do it, quickly.
I mean, if it's legible, I think it'll work.
So, if we have this wagon actually as being a tavern, can we come back to it?
Maybe?
Or does it put us in random places? I don't recall.
No, you have to, like, choose it, right?
Okay. Well, I guess let's go.
So
As soon
yeah.
as he's finished.
After some time, he comes back and hands you back the knife and says, "Well, I did my best." And
Here's your 3 gold as promised. Thank
he
you.
takes the 3 gold, and this is what you read on each side. On one side, it says "Champions of Springarden," "Circus Freaks," and then "Tavern" on the back.
I love it. There's this. Perfect. Now we really need to get a mule if we're gonna keep this wagon. All right, shall we go to the loot tavern?
Do you all hop into the wagon?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yes.
Do we walk through the wagon? I mean, I guess hopping in is walking through.
Bacchus Sanders will hop in and sit on the chest.
All right, I'm going to try it. Drink.
Oh, okay. Well,
Head on
I'll
in.
try with you.
All right, so you all drink your port ales, hop into the wagon, and you drink your ales, and you jump in, and you do actually feel this swirling motion take hold of your group as you appear on the edge of the Loot Tavern's portal and on the bridge leading to the building.
Boom!
And
Is my wagon here?
the wagon is there, and you appear
Oh.
on the bridge in front of. I don't have them on the map because this is random. On the bridge, and a bunch of people are like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Where'd you get this? What is this?" There's like 2 or 3 other adventurers on this side, some adventurers over here, like, "You're blocking the path."
Whoa. Help us move the wagon. The mule must not have transported. Help push.
And they all groan and begin pushing, and you're able to. They push it over here.
Ah, wonderful. I should give you a slice of cheese for that. Thank you for helping.
And one of them says, "How'd you even get a wagon here?" Oh, whatever. And he walks back inside. And as he walks back inside, leaving the lot of you at the Loot Tavern, I say we pick up next time on Delicious and Deadly and see what comes of your hunt, your crafts, next time on session 6, shall we? And maybe we'll have a Bacchus Sanders with us, so she can bagok all over the place.
I hope we're not actually. Is our group name the Circus Freaks?
You are now officially the Circus Freaks. Congratulations.
Oh, no,
Circus
dude.
Freaks, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, YouTube.
Until we meet again.
Until we meet again, goodbye, stream. I will very much love to see you all the next time we play, and see what happens with the Circus Freaks. But for now, we'll see you